What if you ran into someone you used to know and they were sitting on the streets begging for money? It sounds unbelievable, but that's exactly what happened to Donald Trump. His old school buddy, someone he once shared classrooms with, was now on the pavement begging. The shock he felt was unimaginable. But wait, what Trump did next will leave you speechless. It was an ordinary afternoon for Donald Trump as he walked down the familiar streets of New York. The hustle and bustle of the city didn't faze him, even with the fast pace and constant noise. But on this day, something unexpected happened. As Trump walked past the busy sidewalk, he spotted a figure sitting alone near the corner. At first, it seemed like any other person down on their luck, asking for spare change. But as Trump's eyes lingered, something felt familiar about the man. Trump slowed down, his attention fully focused now. The man with unkempt hair, worn clothes, and a cardboard sign in his lap had his face hidden in his hands. As Trump moved closer, he noticed something striking. It was his old school friend, John Miller. John Miller, a name from the past. The guy who sat next to him in high school, the one who had a bright future ahead of him. Back then, John was the popular kid in school, the one with the charm, the confidence, and the wealth. But now, he was sitting on the cold, hard sidewalk, begging for money. Trump stopped dead in his tracks, his heart skipping a beat. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. The man he once knew as someone destined for success was now a shadow of his former self. He couldn't help but wonder, how did things go so wrong? Trump walked up to John, trying to process the surreal scene before him. For a moment, there was an awkward silence. John looked up, his eyes filled with disbelief. The recognition was immediate. "Don," John's voice cracked as he stared at Trump. Trump stood frozen for a second, then his face softened. "John, is that really you?" he asked, almost in disbelief. John nodded slowly, his face filled with a mixture of surprise and shame. "Yeah, it's me. I never thought I'd end up like this." Trump looked down at the cardboard sign in John's lap. The words, "Spare change, need help," written in messy handwriting. It felt like a slap in the face for Trump. This wasn't the same person he had known all those years ago. He looked around, feeling the weight of the situation. The world moved around them, but in that moment, nothing else mattered. Trump, always used to seeing his old friends at galas, events, and conferences, had never imagined he would find John here, a far cry from the future they once dreamed about together. After a few seconds of silence, Trump sat down next to John on the sidewalk, asking him in a quiet but serious tone, "What happened, John? How did you end up here?" John sighed, looking down at his hands. "It's a long story, Don. A lot of bad decisions. I had everything. A good job, a family, a house. But I lost it all, one mistake at a time." His voice trailed off, regret heavy in his words. Trump listened intently, his usual bravado gone. He had seen people fall from grace before, but this was different. This was a friend. He wanted to understand. "What happened to you, man? How did it all slip away?" John took a deep breath, struggling to keep his composure. "I got involved with the wrong crowd. I started drinking too much, then gambling, and before I knew it, I had lost everything. I tried to rebuild, but it was too late. My family left me, my career was ruined, and I just couldn't get back on track. And now, here I am." His voice cracked as he said the last part. Trump was silent for a moment, absorbing John's words. He felt a deep sense of sympathy for the man sitting next to him. It was hard to believe that this was the same person he once knew, the one who had everything going for him. Trump had seen many people hit rock bottom, but John's story hit him harder than he expected. After a few moments of reflection, Trump stood up and looked down at John, determination in his eyes. "You're not done, John," Trump said with a firm voice. "I know what it's like to make mistakes, but you've got to get up and fight back. You're not finished yet. I'm going to help you." John looked up, confused. "How? What can anyone do for me now?" Trump smiled, the familiar glint of confidence returning to his face. "You'd be surprised. I'm going to help you get back on your feet. You're not the first person to fall down, and I don't care where you've been. What matters is where you go from here." Trump reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone, dialing a number quickly. "I'm calling a few people. We'll get you a job. Maybe not a fancy one to start, but it's a start. We'll get you back in the game." John's eyes widened. "You're serious? You'd really help me." Trump nodded. "You'll have to put in the work, but I'm giving you a second chance. I see something in you, John. Don't let it go to waste." The next few days were a whirlwind for John. Thanks to Trump's help, he was offered a job at one of Trump's real estate companies. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a chance. And for John, it was all he needed. As weeks went by, John worked hard, proving to everyone, including himself, that he was capable of turning his life around. Trump kept his word, checking in on John every week and offering guidance. It wasn't an easy road, but with hard work, determination, and Trump's support, John began to rebuild his life. Slowly, he got back on his feet, regaining the respect he once had. Trump's simple act of kindness had changed everything for John, and the world was left amazed. The story of how Donald Trump helped his old school friend rise from the streets to success was one that no one expected, but one that left a lasting impact. What would you do if you saw an old friend who had lost everything? Would you help them or walk away? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more about incredible moments like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.